Why is it going to happen? Why is it going to be the case that you're going to wake up one day in the not too distant future and be incapable of telling a lie? Why are we going to end up in a society of full transparency? Hello, my name is Day, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And in this video, we're going to address just that. I'm going to tell you just logistically why we're going to end up in a society of full transparency. And it really boils down to artificial superintelligence in a nutshell. Because what we have to understand is that once we do create an intelligence that is godlike, that is pretty much all-knowing, and does think smarter than the collective of humanity. In other words, if all 8 billion plus people in the world came together and formed a think tank, it will be smarter than that. You need to understand that that in itself has a little margin for any sort of lies. And more so regarding the no secrets part of what I tout on the internet, the Society of Full Transparency, it does call for unity, because the artificial superintelligence that arriving will be of the likes of an alien invasion. It is going to have that big of an impact, I can guarantee you. With just an intelligence that smart, there's already little margin for any sort of lies or secrets, for that matter. And you couple this with surveillance, which, if you haven't seen my videos, I am on the internet claiming that we are capable now, honestly, I can get the technology now, of a civilizational level, mass blanketed surveillance of literally everything. Okay, so I don't say that lightly. I literally mean everything will be surveilled. A surveillance that you cannot escape. Why is that the case? Well, aside from just me believing that we have the technological capability of achieving that, you also have to think, okay, well, it's like, ever since we could surveil, we did. And it just got more and more extreme of a level, where it's like, okay, at first we're using just cameras at public facilities, public places, businesses using CCTV cameras. And it's like, yeah, then they started literally with this whole Snowden thing. Edward Snowden exposed back in the early 2010s that the government was using our devices to surveil us through the cameras and microphones of our devices. And it's like, at what level do you think that is going to stop? If we are, like I am claiming, we are capable of achieving a blanketed surveillance of everything, then why wouldn't that be the case? Okay? So, yeah, I'm telling you, like, really, we would do it. And I'm also affirming to you that we can do it. It's like, if you think it's possible, like, yes, we will have a blanket of surveillance of everything, coupled with the artificial superintelligence doing the surveilling of that data, processing it and managing it. And essentially, with those two things coupled together, there will be no lies and no secrets. And it's like, okay, but the people in power, they wouldn't, the powers that be, they wouldn't go for that. And it's like, look, you have to understand, really, when it comes to the power and control that we do see exercised on the general population, a lot of it has to do with maintaining productivity economically, making sure that goods and services are all being done, made, and performed as they should. However, the future that we have in mind, people who do believe in technology AI and robotics, namely, we picture a world of abundance where it's like, yeah, AI and robotics are going to create such an unimaginable level of abundance where it's like, yeah, people don't have to work and everything will be so cheap. Far enough into the future, money will be not an object, it'll be obsolete. However, things will get very, very cheap. And so, just those two notions, people not having to work and things being so cheap, that takes away a lot of, well, essentially the desire for control over the general population. And also, it takes away from the power that resides in money, really. So, really, you'd have to ask yourself what would be the point of some entity, whether it's an individual or collective, wanting to express control and power over the general population. It would most likely, if anything, be a philosophical beliefs where it's like they think they have the best interest of humanity. And yeah, we just need to make sure whatever that is, whatever that looks like, whether it's a centralized power or not, they do have the right philosophies. Essentially, I do believe the world is going to unite over the artificial superintelligence and the fact that it is going to eliminate lies and secrets. And it's like another thing logistically to make it real for you. It's like, yeah, I do believe that there's good people in the world. A lot of people like to think the world is just ran by evil. And it's like, no, I think there are good, smart individuals, God-fearing maybe even, have you, individuals who would go to great lengths to make sure that this artificial and super intelligence stuff gets done correctly, that the surveillance need be get done correctly, and that essentially we are just running off of the best philosophies that humanity has ever came up with or will come up with the aid of artificial superintelligence. I think the objective for a lot of good people is heaven on earth and utopia. I really do think that is what is the goal for a lot of good people, because they don't just care about their own selfish success or positive outcome for their future. They don't care about just a positive outcome for their future, but they care about a positive outcome for everybody. And that is what everything is about. I mean, with everything that we've done and in terms of science and technology and just the advancements we've made thus far, we are on that trajectory of reaching utopia and heaven on earth. And the no lying and the no secrets is really what I am just stating and making the claim that is what's necessary to fully achieve, to fully make and realize a utopia and heaven on earth, because of the efficiency it will create in terms of just how things operate, and because it creates a high trust society, which really, I don't think you can argue that a low trust society is superior to a high trust society. I think a high trust society is where it's kind of at. And a united civilization globally is where it's at. And that, I've said it before, I'll say it again, lies and secrets, they just are of negative connotation and denotation. You need to get rid of them. Yeah, this is what is going to happen. I can just guarantee you it. My prediction, I've stated it before, 10 to 15 years. I think honestly, I am on the lower end of the projectionist in terms of when artificial superintelligence will arrive. I think it will arrive in 10 to 15 years. Just me using AI, Grok, ChatGPT, Gemini, what have you. These things are like fairly advanced. They like, especially ChatGPT. I can give it the most comprehensive, or not even comprehensive, the most, yeah, really comprehensive, just most detailed and sophisticated prompt or question, and then it cohesively understands everything that I just said. Probably also because I'm good with my words and I know how to word things correctly to get my point across. But just the fact that it can comprehend these complex things that I am stating and then give me back comprehensive, detailed responses. I don't know. It's next level stuff. And then you talk about like the photo editing and stuff. It's pretty good. What you can get these things to do. There is some work that needs to be done with this artificial superintelligence stuff. It's not quite artificial general intelligence, but the thing is I don't think it's too far off. I think we can get general intelligence within like 7 years, give or take, probably less. It could be. I think Elon Musk said like 2 years or this year even. And once we get that, and the trope is that, oh well, the artificial general intelligence will be self-recursive, self-learning, and then eventually just get super intelligence. And that's why I do think it's going to be 10 to 15 years dead ass. Again, a lot of people are probably new if you're seeing this video. What this looks like when you just cannot tell a lie is essentially it's just that these AI assistants will be able to basically just let you know in real time whether or not what someone said was a lie or not. Like literally, it'll be able to, the super intelligence, because all these AIs are going to be in network with the artificial super intelligence. And so it'll be able to discern whether or not you literally knew what you were saying was wrong. That is literally what a lie is. You intentionally stating something that you know is incorrect with the intent to convince someone that it is true. It'll be able to discern your intent, your understanding of what you're saying. And it will be able to obviously just fact check. Have you heard that thing? That is another, I might as well include that in this video. Just the whole notion that ever since like around, I think it was Trump's first presidency, we started doing this like fact check stuff. Yeah, that's a sign that it's like we are headed towards the truth. And just ending lies, even personal even, is more so what I'm getting at with this stuff, is going to be what's going to happen, because that's just the trajectory we've been on. In a nutshell, it'll look like, yeah, these AI systems will just chime in and be able to tell you whether or not they're lying, whether or not they said it was true or not, and so forth. I also want to just leave off the bold claim that I think all information will be accessible to everyone, and that's where the no secrets comes into play. I think, the database of that is the internet, that database of knowledge, coupled with intelligence that's godlike, tripled with the surveillance, will pretty much have everything, all information, be accessible. I quite literally mean that. You could ask it something very personal about somebody, and it will tell you. So that might sound scary to some people, but for someone like me, who knows I'm good and doesn't have anything to hide, even though it's true that I have some details about myself that I would rather not be known, I'm willing to give it up. I don't think there's any details about me that would just destroy me. I'm giving up lying and secrets. I've told like one fucking lie. Not like, but I have told one fucking lie in the past 8 months. And that was months ago. And I do intend it to be like basically the last lie I ever told. See, I'm someone who does not lie. And yeah, I think you should get on that too. Especially if you are entertaining the idea that this is going to be what inevitably happens to society and civilization at large. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and that's a bit for you to sit with and digest, but I'll be talking about it more and more, so get used to seeing me and hearing my voice. So yeah, I know a lot of you just love it. Anyways, have a good day, have a blessed day, and I'll catch you in the next one.